Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. For those who are new, my name is Fazan. I'm a second year medical student at Anglia Ruskin University, and this is the interview series that I'm doing where I walk through an interview question to give you an insight into what interviewers are looking for. So I'm going to be uploading this every other day, so make sure that you are subscribed to the page, and let's get into it. So the question is, should the NHS fund non-essential surgery? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pause. If you want to pause the video now and just take a second to answer the question yourself before we go through it. So, yeah, alright, I'm going to move on now, yeah? Okay, so these types of questions always best to make sure you split it into for and against to help keep your answer balanced. You have to start with the most important point and obviously work your way down to the least important points that you have. Make sure that you're not talking too quick or too slow, and try to make your answer within a sort of minute to a minute and a half. And the interviewer will sort of hint if they want to ask you a follow-up question or a different type of question, they'll go ahead and ask that. So don't worry about timing or anything like that. Okay, so the four arguments that I have are: the first one is that it's difficult to tell what type of surgery is non-essential. So, for example, a lot of patients consider cosmetic surgery as life-saving. If somebody has, somebody could be very anxious about the way that the shape of their nose looks, and if they get that surgery done, it may change their life and make them improve their mental state and improve their psychological mood. And so it's very difficult to know if a surgery is essential or non-essential, and as a result the NHS should be funding non-essential surgery. They should be funding all surgery, because you can't really define non-essential surgery, because everybody has their own view of what essential is. The second point that I have is that one of the core NHS values is to improve lives, and to improve patients' health and well-being. So remember that there are 7 core values of the NHS, and one of those is to improve patients' lives, as I said. So non-essential surgery should be offered, because if it's not offered, then there's one of the 7 core values of the NHS that is the sort of foundation of the NHS that's not being met and not being reached, because people's lives and patients' lives are not being improved, because there's certain surgeries that are not being done that could improve and change their lives. And so it is essential that all surgery is offered to patients, because it's one of the core values of the NHS. And the final point that I have is that if the NHS don't fund non-essential surgery, it could lead to unregulated cosmetic surgery. So it could lead to patients maybe going abroad to trying to get a cheaper treatment that is not regulated within the UK. So they could go abroad, get a type of cosmetic surgery, come back to the UK and develop complications as a result of that, and develop diseases as a result of the cosmetic surgery that was done abroad, and that then they'll have to go to the NHS, and that brings a greater burden onto the NHS. And so if the NHS doesn't fund these type of non-essential surgeries, it could lead to greater issues in the future, in the long run, and that could end up costing more money, and as a result they should be funding non-essential surgery. So those are the 4 arguments that I have. So moving on to the against arguments now. So the 2 main ones that I have is that it's unfair on taxpayers to actually fund the NHS to perform non-essential surgery, as obviously taxpayers work very hard to earn their money, and they get taxed for a reason. They get taxed so that the NHS can run properly, and therefore the NHS should only be running essential services to make full use of the taxpayers' money. If it's not essential, then people will argue that patients should be paying for it themselves. The second against argument that I have is that it is not a good use of the scarce resources of the NHS. As everybody knows, the NHS is severely underfunded and has a very limited budget, especially due to COVID. And the NHS has to be able to manage the budget effectively and provide medically essential services before non-essential services, and there are a lot of facts and figures that you can bring into your answer at this stage that will help boost your answer, which I'm going to go through now. But I think that these are two very brief but bold against arguments that you can make that answer the question quite quickly without taking up too much time. So moving into the facts. Oh, sorry, just before we do that, right at the end, I would definitely summarize your answer. There's no right or wrong. You give your opinion. Do you think it should? Do you think it should be funded? If yes, why? If no, why? Give a good sentence just to summarize your answer. Stick to your answer and be confident when giving it. A follow-up question, maybe, are you sure? Are you sure about your answer? And you just have to be confident when giving it, because that's something that they look for when answering that type of question. Okay. And so there's facts and figures here. These, as I said, the facts and figures that I'm going to show in the next page or so, I'm not going to go through them. They are just going to be there for you to read. And the links of where I got these from will be in the description. And they're not essential for you to include in your answer, but it's very good if you read the news regularly and show that the NHS is going through economic strain, and to know about these issues that the NHS faces will help you stand out compared to other candidates. And so it is highly recommended to read the news and get a broad understanding and knowledge of the NHS. So yeah, so these are the different facts and figures that I have. Here's another one. Obviously you can pause the video and read through them yourself, and if there is anything that you do not understand, then leave a comment and I'll be answering all the comments. But that is all that we have for today. If there is anything, any other type of interview question that you want me to answer, leave it in the comment section below. Like if you enjoyed the video. Comment any improvements that I can make. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.